Hello and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're going to talk about this reading challenge that I'm starting. So let's get into it. So a couple weeks ago, I was super sick and just rotting on my couch, and I stumbled upon this user named Qwordy. She's another bookstagrammer here on YouTube, and she is amazing. And she has put together this challenge called Hercad. It's an acronym and it stands for the hardest reading challenge you've ever done. And she actually started it last year. She started it on her birthday. It's a year-long reading challenge that has 25 prompts that you have to do, and they're all bananas, super challenging, and it looks really fun. And what I discovered is round 2 is starting like right now. So I'm gonna link everything in the description below for Qwordy, so you can go see the announcement video and everything. You guys should totally check her out. She is amazing. And I'm gonna be doing round 2 of Hercad. I think this is gonna make more sense if I show you guys the spreadsheet. So I'm gonna grab my laptop here and we're gonna kind of go through this together. Okie dokie, so I have my laptop here, and what I wanna show you guys is this spreadsheet that Qwordy put together to be able to do the challenge. So once again, I'm going to link all of her channel details in the description below. Go check her out because she's amazing and she's put so much effort into this. It's just blown my mind. Like, this spreadsheet is beautiful. So it starts off with, here's the little introduction page, and this is all free, by the way. She also has a website that she's made for this. So again, everything will be linked in the description below. So here is our bingo board. So the goal of this challenge is to go for a blackout, but she was saying, the main thing for this is to just be a personal challenge to push yourself and to diversify your reading. So if you only want to do a bingo on here, then do it. But the original idea was to do a blackout. So you do every single prompt on here. So 25. And like, this spreadsheet again is just gorgeous. So here's all of our challenges, and like, she's made these all links so you can click and it takes you to that prompt. Like, how awesome is that? So I'm just gonna kind of go through here with you guys because I've started putting in things that I'm planning on reading. So because the challenge is supposed to start on July 7th, which is Q's birthday, and then it goes for a whole year. So it'll start July 7th, 2025, and then go until July 6th of 2026. So I'm filming this end of June right now, and I'm just been super excited and planning everything. I'm not sure if I'm going to start on the official start date or if I'm going to start a little bit early and start on July 1st. It depends on how patient I'm being. So in this spreadsheet, she also made this amazing tracker. So you can put in the title and the author and the month and just all these statistics about your reads, which is just so awesome. And then what's even cooler is this tracker all links to the next page here, and it will make you all these stats about your reads. So I'm really excited to see at the end of the year, or rather at the end of this challenge, because technically this isn't just going to be a calendar year. So I'm really excited to see all my stats for things. So that's going to be really cool. There is like a point system for this game that she was saying is optional. If you want to do it, you can. If not, whatever. I'm going to do it just for funsies. And like, yeah, this is so cool. So let me zoom back in here a little bit. So yeah, if you do any of these different things, you get different amount of points. And so you have the reds here are 1, and then the oranges are 2, yellows are 3, green is 4, and then blue is 5 points. And this is so awesome. And I'm just nerding out here because, I'm not the most tech savvy person. But you click all these and it calculates how many points. So with these points, you can then use them to do different things, like use a reread, because all of these prompts are supposed to be new books that you're reading, not ones that you've previously read. And if you DNF a book, it doesn't count, or each book can be used twice. So for 2 different prompts, and that's it, unless you want to spend the points and then use one book 3 times. So I just think this is really cool. So let's kind of jump into the prompts here. So what I did when I started planning everything is I looked at my posting schedule, because I have all my videos planned out for almost the rest of the year of what videos I'm planning on filming and what I'm planning on reading for those. So I was like, okay, let me look at what am I already planning on reading in the next couple months and see what books could fit into where. So I started going through. So I've blacked out some things because I don't want to spoil the of videos for you guys. So this first challenge is by the hundreds. So you have to read one book that is between 100 and 199 pages, another book that's between 200 and 299, another book in between 3 and 399, 4, 499, 5, 599, 6 and 699, and finally a book that is 700 plus pages. Oh, and then another really cool thing. So once you do all these, you click I did it. And then if you go back to the bingo board, look at that. It's like marked off for you. I just think this is so cool. Like, again, I'm not super tech savvy. Like, I know some things, but this I just think is so cool. So the next one is then a 24-hour readathon. So just seeing how many books you can read in 24 hours. So you can kind of see by the page count here, I have 2 series of novellas that I'm going to try to read. So you'll see that video in the future. The next one here is subgenres by choice. So you just pick a subgenre, and she had a bunch of them in here, and you can add others if they weren't. Obviously, I chose romance. And then you just have to read, what is this, 6? Yeah, 6 different subgenres. So I chose humor, so like a rom-com, historical, so like a historical romance, medical, so I was like, oh, about doctors, a holiday romance, military romance, and a western, so like a cowboy romance. Next one is a series staircase. So the first one, and the other thing too is you don't necessarily have to do these prompts in a specific order. You can kind of do whatever prompts you want. So this one is you have to read a standalone, and then you have to read a duology, and then you have to read a trilogy, and then you have to read a series that has 4 books or more. So that's really fun. After that, award season. So this one, you're supposed to read the winners, finalists, semifinalists, and an entrant for different reading awards. So this one, I was like, okay, I'm going to need to do some research for this one. So we'll circle back to this one later. A TBR game. So you just have to play a TBR game. Another video that I'll link in the description below. I've talked about her before. I really like her. Her name is Lexi, or NewlyNovas. I don't know why. I just love her channel. And for me, as I'm filming this, I think it was about a week ago, she did a video where she was bowling for her TBR. And I was like, oh my gosh, that would be so much fun. So I think I'm going to steal her idea, and that's going to be my TBR game. The only downside is then that means I need to make a list of like 120 potential books to be able to bowl and that be my TBR. It's fine. We'll do it later. This next one is the last 10 years. So you need to read, I think it's technically 11 books, because either you can do from 2015 to 2025, or you can do from 2016 to 2026. So that is that one. This one, I'm going to need some recommendations, guys. So this one is just all the adaptations. So she was saying that either you need to read the source material or watch the adaptation. So like read, so for an example here, like musical is one of them. I put here, I could read Wicked or go see the play. There's also a modern retelling, graphic novel, a play, TV show, web series. I'm going to need recommendations. I have no idea about any web series. So if you guys have any that you recommend, let me know in the comments below. And then animation and a movie. I also found out when I was looking, The Princess Diaries is a book, so I might read that. That could be kind of fun. But yeah, let me know, because I have no idea what to do for some of these ones. So if you guys have any ideas, let me know. Next one is a disability challenge. So to read 5 books where one of the main characters has a disability. So I have found a couple that look like they could be fun. So if you guys have any other recommendations, let me know. And like, yeah, you can put in like what the disabilities are up here too. This spreadsheet is so cool. I just want to know, like, how many hours did she put into this? Because there's no way that she did this in like a day, you know? Next is heritage months. So we have disability, pride, Hispanic heritage, indigenous heritage, Black history, women's history, Arab heritage, Jewish heritage, AAPI heritage, and LGBTQ plus pride. So just reading a book for each of these. She was saying it doesn't have to be done in that month. So you can just read them whenever. So if you guys have any recommendations, let me know. For this one, I was kind of waiting to put in stuff because she was saying that it could be either one of the main characters is one of these identities, or if the author is one of these identities. So I was kind of just waiting to see what books I end up reading naturally fill this in. But if you guys have any recommendations, let me know. This one I'm also going to need some recommendations for. This is the translations challenge. So you have to read 5 books that are written in a different language and then translated into your language. So I can only read and speak English. So the only one that I know is I found out that Frederick Bachman writes in Swedish and it's translated into English. I was like, okay, I can do one, but you can only do one book by one author. So I need 4 more. So if you guys have any ideas, let me know, please, because I'm gonna need some help. Around the World, the book that you're reading is set in each of these different continents, and then a bonus point for Antarctica. So again, if you guys have any recommendations for any of these, please let me know, because I'm gonna need some help. But again, I wasn't super planning this one out yet, because I was gonna just kind of wait and see, because you can double up, right? So if I read a book for one of the other prompts, and it's also set in South America, boom, I already have that one done. So I was kind of waiting to see what I read naturally fills this in. The next one is the Even Bigger Rainbow Challenge. Let me zoom out a little bit more. So again, I have ideas for these already, but they're part of videos. So I blacked it out because I don't want to spoil the videos for you guys. But yeah, so I think this is fun. The next one. So this next one is to read a quote. And so you pick a quote, whatever quote you want, and then you have to find books that either the title or the author's name has words for each of those. And I believe you're not supposed to double up in here. So I am a Star Wars nerd. So I chose Do or Do Not. There is no try. So I have my books tentatively picked out here. Who knows? I might end up reading something else. If nothing else, I know that I have these. So there's that one. Some people that are doing this challenge, because there's a Discord that you can join about this, and there's so many people in there. It's kind of bananas. And just like looking through everything's been so cool. And some of the people in there are choosing really long quotes. And I was like, man, why would you do that to yourself? It's going to take you forever. Like, this is already, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 books just for this one prompt. Like, I'm someone, I read a lot, but not a ton, you know? Like, I usually read 6 to 9 books a month. And like, so this is 9 books right here. I'm gonna have to like be banging out these books this year. Okie dokie. So for this next one, it's Become the Avatar. So she was saying there's 2 options for this one. Either you are reading books that have these specific words in the title, which she said is kind of the harder version, or the easier version, you just look at what's on the cover. So either you need to read a book that says water in the cover, or read a book that has water on the cover. And I was like, oh, we're definitely going to do ones that has it on the cover, because that's way easier than trying to find books that have the word. Like, what book has air in it? I'm sure there's ones out there, but that just sounds hard. This next one is a readathon. I haven't really looked at any of these yet. This is some more homework that I need to do and figure out what readathon I want to do. This next one's another one that I haven't super planned out yet, just because I'm going to kind of naturally read the books that I'm reading and see what ones apply. This is the Animal Friends. You need to read a book that has house pet and exotic pet, farm animals, wild animals, and zoo animals. So I'm just going to kind of read and see what ones naturally fill into there, because again, gotta use those double ups, man. Next one is the queer alphabet. I have lots of options for like gay, lesbian, bi, poly. Like, those are super easy to find books for, but like trans, intersex, asexual, non-binary, or agender, gender fluid, or two-spirit, I don't have a lot of ideas. So I found a couple, but again, just let me know in the comments below if you guys have any ideas. Now, this next one is to do your favorite Hercad 1 prompt. So I didn't do last year's because I didn't discover this until like last week, or well, a couple weeks ago when you're seeing this, last week when I'm filming this. So here's the bingo board for Hercad 1. And when I was looking at this, I was like, what ones do I want to do? I was kind of tempted to do my name, but I was like, to do my full name, I have kind of a long name. So I was like, okay. And I was like, So I'm thinking what I want to do is read a book for every season in the said season. I think that would be fun. So I've already picked out what books I'm going to do for that. And so I'll be starting, I don't know why I started writing these out in winter first, but whatever. I'm gonna be reading A Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood this summer. So I'm excited about that one because it's one that I've been wanting to read. I've heard a lot of people like it anyways. But yeah, I thought that would be fun. This next one is to read 10 books by BIPOC authors. So BIPOC is another acronym. It stands for Black, Indigenous, Person of Color. So basically just anyone who's person of color, really just trying to highlight marginalized authors. So she was saying it can be 10 Black authors or 10 Indigenous authors. They just have to be different people for each 10 books. So again, I'm going to kind of see what naturally falls into this category, but I did write down some books that I've been eyeing, and I also just found some new ones of different authors that I wanted to read. So I have those as kind of backups if I don't have books that I'm already planning on reading that fall into this category. This next one I think is also really cool. It's the new releases challenge. So for every month, you need to read a new release. And so this is kind of the prompt that truly makes this a full year-long challenge. And so for this one, you need to read the new release within 60 days of it being released. So this is kind of a fun one because then each month you get to get a new book. So I already have a couple that I picked out for June and July as well. So I'll just be keeping an eye out for other books there. I want to say Mate by Ali Hazelwood comes out in like August. So that's probably going to be a read for August. This next one is to challenge yourself, which this one I am going to spoil. This will be a future video. I talked about this a little bit in, I think it was my Bookish Bad Habits and Hot Takes video. I have a problem when it comes to Book of the Month where I just keep picking them and then I don't read them. So I've been getting a little bit better. I've been skipping my last couple months, and I told myself until I read all of the Book of the Month books that I have, I'm not allowed to get another one because I have, I think it's, I forget what it was. I think I have, oh wait, no, this is right here. Okay, yeah, I have 19, but I've only read 8. So I have 11 unread Book of the Month books. So I wrote down what all of my Book of the Month books are, and I'm going to read all of these. And that's my personal challenge, is to read all of them. So I'll probably do, I thought it'd be fun to do a video sometime in the future where I do like a dedicated reading vlog for some of these. So that'll be coming up sometime in the next couple months. Next one, I'm really going to need some recommendations for this one, is the nonfiction challenge. You have to read 5 books that are all nonfiction. I never read nonfiction books. I get bored. It feels like school, and maybe that just means that I haven't found good nonfiction books, but it feels like school. And I don't want to feel like I'm in school when I read. I want to read my pretend books. So let me know if there's any good nonfiction books that you guys recommend. I have 2 here that I'm planning on reading. My stepdad actually has this one, and he said I can borrow his copy. So I need to go over to my parents' house and pick that one up. And the final challenge is to read 3 books that Q has reviewed, and then there's a little drop down here that you can then choose. Was that book worse than what Q said, even better than what Q said, or you agree with Q? And I just think that's so cool. So yeah, that is HRCYED, or the hardest reading challenge you've ever done, 2.0. And I'm just so excited to do this. I think it's going to be really fun. So I'm probably not going to check in every month, but I'll be checking in every once in a while to just kind of show you guys where I'm looking on here. And yeah, I'm really excited. Part of me is a little intimidated because I only just got back into reading seriously like 3 years ago, I think, because I used to read a ton, right? Growing up, I was reading all the time. And then, you know, school and college happens and you don't read as much. And then, yeah, I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago, somewhere in there, that I started reading a lot more. And then I got my Kindle and I started using Goodreads. I think that was in 2022. And then I think I started my Bookstagram. No, I started my Bookstagram in 2022. Did I? I think so. Somewhere in there. Anyways, moral of the story is, based off of my Goodreads, since I started using that, I think the most that I've read is like 71 books in a year. So this is gonna be hard, but I'm excited. I think it's gonna be really fun. So As I've said a gazillion times in this video, please let me know in the comments below if you guys have any recommendations of any books that you think will be good for any of these prompts. I'm all ears. You guys know I mostly read romance, but I am open to start slowly broadening my horizons because, you know, who knows? Maybe I'll find a new genre that I absolutely love. I highly doubt that I'm ever going to find a genre that I love more than romance, but the whole point of this challenge is to diversify your reading. So let me know in the comments below if you guys have any recommendations. I'm so excited to start doing this. I'm filming this at the end of June, and I kind of really want to start July 1st. I think I'm going to start a little early instead of waiting for July 7th. I don't know. I feel like I should, right? Start on July 1st. That was the thing, as Q was saying, because her birthday is July 7th, which is why she chose that day. So she was saying that you can totally start July 1st if you want, but that just means you have to make sure that you finish June, is it June 30th or June 31st? I forget. But you just make sure that you finish so that you only have a whole year. You're not giving yourself extra time to finish a challenge. So, okay, I think I've convinced myself. I think I am going to start July 1st. I think that's what I've decided in this moment. So that means by the time you're seeing this video, I would have already started. So yeah, I think I will do another one of these in roughly a month from the time that you're seeing this video, to just kind of see how we're doing. And yeah, I'm excited. I think this is going to be really fun. So if there's anyone else that I've convinced to do this, let me know in the comments below. We can be little buddies that are reading together. So thank you so much for being here. I post videos every single Wednesday, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.